Hello everyone. Now we shall continue with Act 1, Scene 2 and lines 30. Now we have seen last that Portia was very unhappy because she has neither the right to choose nor reject her husband. And in this episode we will see how Nerissa tries to comfort Portia. Nerissa says, "Your father was ever virtuous." Means I have known your father to be a noble person, and holy men at their death have good inspirations, and it is usually seen that holy people who are very noble, they have some divine inspirations when they die. Men at their death have good inspirations, therefore the lottery that he had devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver and lead. Now I must tell you this thing, that what was the will of Portia's father. Now according to Portia's father, the person who would choose the right casket of all the 3 caskets, lead, gold and silver, that person who would choose the right casket would marry Portia. Portia has neither the right to choose her husband nor to reject her husband, and that is why Portia was unhappy. But as I told you, that Nerissa was not just a servant but also a guide and a true friend to Portia, who always shows her the right path. Here also she tries to comfort Portia by saying that her father was a noble person, and such people have divine inspirations when they die. So if her father had thought of the system of lottery regarding her marriage, he must have had her well-being in his mind. Whereof who chooses his meaning, chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. So according to Nerissa, she is absolutely confident that the right casket would only be chosen by the person who truly loves Portia, and that was what the intention of Portia's father was. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come? So Nerissa is trying to comfort Portia by saying that her father had her well-being in his mind when he thought of the system of lottery, because he did not want Portia to be married to someone who did not love her truly and who was only after her wealth. And then she tries to cheer up Portia by discussing about the suitors who have come to Belmont to marry her. She says, let's forget about these things and let's talk about what is your opinion about the suitors who have come. Portia says, I pray thee, overname them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them. And according to my description, level at my affection. She says that, okay, you keep naming them one after the other, that is the name of the suitors, and the way I will describe them, you can understand my feelings for them. And this is a very, very important part, children, because from here onwards we will discuss about the Portia's feeling about the different suitors. So Nerissa says, first there is the Neapolitan prince, that is the prince who has come from Naples. Now what is Portia's opinion about him? Hey, that's a cold indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse. Now Portia simply seems to be irritated by this person, because she says he himself seems to be a horse, because he talks of nothing but the horse, and he makes it a great appropriation to his own good parts. That means he considers it to be a great quality apart from his other qualities, he thinks it is a great quality that he can shoe himself, that he can shoe his horse himself, which he thinks it to be a great quality. So next comes Nerissa. There is the County Palatine. County Palatine means the count from the Palatinate. So Portia says, he doth nothing but frown, as who should say, and you will not have me, choose. Now Portia does not like his manners at all. She says that he is always frowning, means he is never happy. He always seems to be frowning, as if to say, and you will not have me, choose. That means he's as if he's giving this attitude that you have, if you do not choose me, you have got nothing. He hears merry tales and smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old. Now, he is a sort of a person who will not laugh even if he hears some funny jokes. And she fears that if he grows old, he will become like a weeping philosopher. Now, weeping philosopher is a reference to Heraclitus of Ephesus, who had gone to live in the mountains because he was so distressed by this world and the mankind. So she says that County Palatine is also frowning so much that she fears that when he grows old, he will also become the weeping philosopher, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. Means it is so unnatural for a young person like him to be always so gloomy and sad. I had rather be married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth. Now she says a death's head with a bone in his mouth refers to the skull. She says, I would rather be married to a skull than to either of these. God defend me from these two. Now this is a very important part, because here again you can get the question that why the Portia would not marry the Neapolitan prince, or what is the reason for, what is her opinion about Count Palatine, who would she marry rather than marrying Count Palatine, who is the weeping philosopher. So you have to know all these references. Okay, thank you. Please like and subscribe the video for keep getting more and more videos. Thank you.